Hello, this is Melo and welcome to a little bit of a special video today, guys. I will try to rank all the TFT Set 11 trades in this chart. As Set 11 comes to an end, we have to say goodbye to Inkborn Fables and welcome Set 12 Magic N Mayhem in our hearts. Therefore, I decided to make this tier list in order to have a little bit of fun with what was, for the most part, the thing that made our lives better. For the past set. So yeah, in case you don't know me, I'm Melo. I'm a TFT Master Tier player and have been ever since season 7 or 8, I believe. And this tier list will be based on my personal experience with the game and with the traits and what I thought of them over the time. So if something doesn't satisfy you, it's just my personal opinion, you can bash me in the comment section. So yeah, if you're enjoying this type of content, please subscribe to the channel in order to support me. I would appreciate that a lot. And without further ado, let's just jump right into it with the first trait, Altruist. Altruist was a really fun trait. When I first saw the trait, I was like, this thing is kind of broken. You get a free gunblade on like the 3 champions you're playing, or like 4. And then I saw the fact that, well, these champions were really based around dealing damage. Like, okay, Riven wanted to be a carry the whole set, but it didn't work. I mean, maybe in the last patch it just was a little bit of a carry, but no, it just didn't work. Soraka was supposed to be a carry in the Heavenly comp. However, you never really saw her shine. The Heavenly comp was primarily, for the most part of the set, just focused around building another carry, but we'll talk about that later. So yeah, Rakan wasn't really a damage dealer, although he wanted to be one. Although it's really solid trait, having 10, 20, and 40 armor on your whole team, that's just busted in every set ever. Like, but I would have put it at S+ because I really enjoyed it. But I will just put it at S because the healing part was just not really, just wasn't there for the most part. Arcanist, a really cool trait. I really enjoyed playing my Arcanist game, especially the Zoe reroll was just so fun. However, it didn't really work out for the most part. The trait is fine. The AP traits are usually really cool, but you know, you also have to make them work. The front line wasn't really there. I mean, Illaoi 3 items is a menace, but you have to 3-star her, and then you also have to 3-star your carry, which should have been Zoe, but Zoe wasn't viable for most of the set, so it was just a really hot garbage mess. I'll just put it at B. Behemoth, by far the best frontline trait in the game. You play 2 Behemoth, it was fine. It also got buffed like at the midpoint of the set, I believe, and from there on it was just the perfect frontline trait. I can only remember Ornn being able to tank like the whole enemy team with only 2 Behemoth. However, 4 and 6 Behemoth never really took off. Playing 4 Behemoth was quite often considered a mistake, to be honest. Just because it's the best tank trait, I will just put it on A. And we'll see from there. Bruisers. Bruisers was a really interesting trait. They actually, for the first time, they added this thing that at 6, 8, and 8 Bruiser, I believe. I don't know if it was both 6 and 8, but it was most definitely 8. They were actually dealing bonus damage based on their HP or something like that. They weren't just gaining HP, they weren't just HP bots. They were finally meant to do damage, which is really enjoyable. This is why I think that Bruisers deserve an S. I don't count this as a primarily tank option because it doesn't really give you tank stats. It doesn't give you durability like Warden does. It doesn't give you resistances like a Behemoth does. It gives you HP, which HP, okay, translates into tankiness. However, they made it a bit more. They made you want to chase that 8 Bruiser whole tanky team it was just amazing. I enjoyed this set's bruisers a lot. Dragon Lord, by far one of the most played traits in this set. Why? Well, because you had Lee Sin and Diana and Rakan and Zaya obviously being the same champion. Absolutely playable at level 9 and level 10. It was on every late game comp. The 8% or 10%, I cannot remember, attack speed buff on the 2-piece is just amazing. It's free. The 4 trait wasn't overpowered. The stun wasn't too long. The 5 trait was really good. If you got an emblem, it would be just a game winner. So I think it deserves a place in the S+ tier. Dryad. I have enjoyed playing Dryad. Don't get me wrong. However, for the most part, unless the time when what's it called, Gnar was broken, it was hard to play Dryad. Okay, they then discovered the Fated Dryad comp. It was still hard to play it because it was either contested because you needed champs that were part of so many comps, and you also needed to get to level 9 to play that. I'm not a fan. I'll just put it at A based on the whole experience with it, and just because they had Azir, and Azir was a really cool champ. I'll just put it at A. But personally, I don't think it's on the lower side of A. Okay, now we get to Duelists. Duelists, amazing. I played a lot of them. I played Duelist so much this set, it got me so much LP, and it was such a hidden broken comp for so long. I cannot believe they let it like this. It's one of my favorite. Anything that stacks attack speed, Insus, Duelists, I don't know, you name it, anything that stacks attack speed during the fight is just my favorite comp all day, every set. I'll just put it at S+. Although it might deserve an S, it's my tier list, it's my experience. I'll just put it at S+. Exalted. Now, as someone who enjoys percentage damage buffs, Exalted wasn't really the thing that you can reliably go for. The 5-piece was, for the most set, unplayable. You wouldn't get more XP, you wouldn't get more gold, you don't get, the only thing you would get is more percentage damage, which at that point you already need to feed like 2 1-cost or a 1-cost and 2-cost on your final board, which by the way should probably be like level 9. I don't think you're playing 5 Exalted on like level 8. That's just impossible. You'd be sacrificing so much frontline, so much other damage that you could replace the useless units with. It's been a good trait, it's been a good try. However, my personal experience with it was that you could play it only in certain situations where it was like Kaisa or like maybe Annie with something, or the weird one where it's Kog'Maw and Lilia or something like that, and you just get to play it for free. But other than that, it's just not good. I'll put it at C. Fortune. I think I will get bashed for this a lot, but I think Fortune was one of the worst, if not the worst, cash out traits ever. And I played through Underground, through Heartsteel, and these were really bad at their release. However, Fortune was just something different. You would just get into a game trying to play Fortune, or like not even trying, getting an emblem, getting a lucky Zoe and the Tristana on 2-1. It didn't matter. All that matters, all that mattered is that you got your dice rolls exactly for your number of losses. In case you didn't, in case you needed, I don't know, you could have lost 5 more fights for some reason. You were at the point where you could have lost 5 more fights. You had like 60 HP or something, and you could have lost 5 more fights, and you got the 6. Well, you automatically lost the game at that point, and you knew you lost the game. You could just surrender at that point, and playing that in ranked is just so bad. It feels so bad because it's, I don't think cash out trades should be should revolve around RNG. That's my personal preference. That's my personal opinion. It should be skill wise. It should be something skilled that you do, sacrificing HP for so many rewards to make that big comeback, to come back into the game. So I'm sorry to do this, but I will just put it at D. It's unplayable. It's just the worst trait. I have played like 2 or 3 games of it in ranked. I have no videos on it on my YouTube channel. I haven't aimed to play it. I never got 9 fortune, the Easter egg with the tree, with the golden tree. It's just my personal opinion. Accept it if you want, or then again bash me in the comment section if you don't. Fated, really fun trait, really good tempo based trait. It's one of these traits it's one of these verticals that you can actually play as a vertical. You can actually go from 3 to 5 to 7 reliably, and with an emblem it just speeds up the process, speeds up your tempo. It was good. It was really, really good. I'll just put it at S. It doesn't deserve S+, just because it was unreliable at some point due to the fact that it got combined with some comps, like the Dryad comp, like the Dryad Fated comp where you're playing 4 Dryad or 6 Dryad and 5 Fated. Well, it didn't really help you if you're going for the vertical, and that's just, it kind of sucks if you want to play it. But the Aphelios and Thresh reroll was just there the whole set. Like, I cannot remember one time it was unplayable. It was playable most of the time, and it was just viable and good to gain LP. It was a fun game. Yeah. Ghostly. For me, Ghostly personally just wasn't it. If you ever played 8 Ghostly, you probably lost the game. 8 Ghostly is that thing where you just make it or break it. You must have the most impenetrable front line ever, or like something insanely powerful and broken on your board. 8 Ghostly just wasn't meant to be. 6 Ghostly then again wasn't meant to be. I'm sorry if you're hearing thunder outside. It's raining and lightning and all that stuff. I hope it doesn't ruin the video for you. But yeah, it just, Ghostly wasn't it. It's a make it or break it comp. The units were weird. For example, Aatrox was not viable for the whole set. Shen was a weak tank even if you 3-starred him. Morgana was just not designed for this trait. Morgana was dealing AoE dot damage. Like, okay, it stacks it faster, but at the end of the fight, if it's just Morgana left, you want her to burst the enemies, not just tickle them. So just deserves a place in the D tier alongside Fortune. Heavenly was an amazing comp, was an amazing trade. However, as I mentioned previously, it wasn't meant to be for the Heavenly units. I couldn't make, I mean, unless you played it with the broken augment. I forgot the one that gives you support items. You know what I mean. The one that just takes now 4 turns to transform your normal items into support items. I'll remember after the recording. I'll be mad. You know what I mean. Unless you played it with that, it was just unplayable as a whole comp. You were just probably playing Heavenly at the end of the game with the 2-piece with the Wukong maybe and Soraka to get Altruist on your final board, or you were playing full Heavenly in order to buff up Kayn in that cursed patch or 2 patches where Kayn was just dominating the meta, and then it was Lee Sin that was dominating the meta with the same Heavenly comp. It was just played to build another carry, and that's what I don't enjoy about the comp. I don't want to play a comp just to enable something which is not even part of that comp. For example, if you are playing vertical Heavenly or reroll Heavenly, you are just building around, I don't know, 3-star Soraka, then I would have been cool with that. It's a reroll comp, it's a fun comp, you just get to press the reroll button a lot of times. But in order to go level 8 and put it on someone, no. It just deserves a C tier, solid C tier. Invoker never really got its moment. Unless you played it in like 4 Invoker, Sniper, I forgot how it was. For Invoker, Sniper, Warden, something with Ash carry, where you were also playing Lysandra, which was the abomination of the set for 2 or 3 matches. The 6 Invoker never really got to shine. You never really got to play 6 Invoker unless you played on Pengu's party and you're picking, I don't know, Coven or something like that. It didn't make sense to play 6 Invoker. You had no front line, even though Annie was strong. Even Annie couldn't fully tank for the 6 Invokers. It was hard to get a carry in this comp because Lilia doesn't really have the breakpoints for the mana that you get. A Loon is fine, but then you have to 3-star her and you have to stay level 7, which is not viable. Kog'Maw, I don't know why you carry him in Invokers. What else was it? Janna. Okay, you could have played Janna, but then again you could have played only 4 Invoker with Dragon Lords and solid frontline for Janna. So just it never really got a place. I will just put it in D tier. I usually love playing Invokers. It's a really cool comp to play. I don't know, stacking mana on champions. Just not this set. Not with these champions. Inkshadow was actually bonkers on release. I played like I want to say 50 games of Inkshadow just because the items seem so cool for me. The things like, I don't know, the protection one, the blue one, just cool, very cool. The one that gives you another shot, I forgot their names. I haven't played on the live servers for 2 weeks because PB was live with set 12, and I just played that. So Inkshadow was cool. However, it falled off. Like, you would often play Inkshadow just for Kai'Sa and Udyr at level 9 for the trickshot comp. I'll just put it at, I want to put it at A, but I think it deserves a B. It just wasn't really the star to shine. You never really got to play a 7 Inkshadow, have that whole team with all the good items on every champion. Just not cool. And then again, I hate Aatrox. I hated it. Useless champ. Mythic, one of the most loved trades this set. Well, because you had all these comms that were played with Mythic, either 3, 5, or 7, and you were probably just able to go to 10 Mythics sometime. You got the Kog'Maw reroll, you got the Bard reroll, you also had the vertical going on with the what's it called, with the Lilia. You also had like 3 Mythic splash at level 9 when you were playing Hui, Nautilus, and Lilia, and it was amazing. It was just so much fun, such a good comp. I'll just put it at S+. It's a good vertical. I also love the comps that gives you stats and that make these stats scale. Really solid, really solid. Porcelain. Porcelain, then again, a cool trade. However, the abomination that was Lysandra just ruined it for me. I loved playing it. I hated playing against it. I don't know. It just gives too much. What's it called? Too much reduction, too much durability, too much damage reduction. And a comp that gives too much damage reduction to a comp that's to a team that's already tanky-ish and wanting to get attack speed, which also got from this, and I make that reference to Ash, just isn't cool. I will just put it at B. Yeah, I think they kind of ruined this trait, and the 6-piece was broken for so long. It was so annoying to play. Reaper, by far top 1 trait for me. This set. Why? Well, because you could actually just carry anyone with a Reaper emblem, and all the Reaper all the Reapers, and I refer to Kha'Zix, Kindred, Yone, and what's his face, Kayn. Just they have just been carries in their comp once at least. You could have carried Kha'Zix, wasn't really that viable, but if you found like a lot of them early game, you could just go for that. It was amazing. You played with 4 Reaper, you will deal a lot of damage. Same with Kayn, same with Yone. You could have rerolled them. You could reliably go for 3-star Kayn in the last patches because it wasn't really that viable no more. Kindred did a really good job in the Dryad comps and all the other comps, so just amazing trait, S+. Sage, really good, really fun comp. Could fit it in any comp. It was a must in the I want to say late game. However, from stage 5 onwards, it was just basically you need this on your comp. Gives you AP, gives you healing, which is Omnivamp on your front line. 12% or like 10%, which was the 2-piece, isn't great. However, it's a lot considering the fact that, I don't know, things like Gunblade gives you 23% or 22% or something like that. That's just bonkers, to be honest. S tier, by far. Sniper. In my opinion, every time I play Sniper, each set, it just gets worse. I don't know what it is. It maybe isn't just that exciting just because they added things like Sniper's Focus and all that jazz. However, Sniper as a whole should have its place as a 6 comp, which this set, they only really got that 6 Sniper fantasy, just one-shotting each champion one by one, only for one patch. And that's not cool. I am not enjoying that. I'm not enjoying playing 4 Sniper. Why am I doing 2 Sniper for? Just to have a measly backline with full front line? It's just, you couldn't put this on anyone and make it viable, by the way. You could put this on Kai'Sa, okay, that might work. However, Kai'Sa would just probably prefer another damage item instead of an emblem, so no. It just wasn't it for me. I'll just put it at C. Cool comp, but ruined, not viable. Umbral, then again, good comp, cool comp. When I read it first time, when I read it first time, I was like, this thing actually executes and gives a shield that must be broken. But you see, the thing that ruined this comp is the fact that you have to position your units for most of the game in that semi-lune, semi-circular, whatever thingy on the board, and your positioning is just so predictable. You would get obliterated just because of the positioning. The trait didn't really have enough to do it. The units were kind of clunky, and I say that especially about the Loon, because all the others were kind of fine, especially Yone and, I don't know, Set. But it just wasn't the trait you would play vertically for the most part, and when you got to play it vertically, you would get screwed up by the positioning issues. It's a B. However, it's a B just because I loved playing 6, and I don't know, I'm actually going to put it at C because the only time I got 9 Umbral, I actually lost. I actually got a 5th. I couldn't upload that video, it was just a mess. Warden, another good, solid, extremely well built trait. However, I never felt like I could play 6 Warden and have a fully functional frontline unless I got it with Sniper. And then it was just battle for which I would just get into the extra time. And I don't really like that. I just want my team to be able to kill the enemy team in a timely fashion. I just want it to do stuff for me. However, the durability, it was there for mostly 12 seconds, and then it would still leave them tanky because they also got another durability scaling on the actual trait. But it just wasn't it for me. Compared to Behemoth, compared to Bruiser, which were viable in every single comp. You could just slam to Behemoth on level 9 with Udyr and Ornn. You could just slam to Bruisers at any time during the game. You couldn't really slam to what's it called, a Warden, and even if you slammed to Warden, it was not reliable. So I'll just put it at B. Yeah, shame for the Wardens. I'm pretty sorry about that. Storyweaver, probably one of the most loved comps. Cool trait. The summoning trait is just usually really cool and attracts a lot of people because it's cool that to see that summon thingy that you build just be there and, I don't know, do stuff. But it just wasn't it for me, and especially the fact that you couldn't play. I mean, you could play it, but it was kind of not viable. I'm referring to the 7-piece, the reviving green Kale. You just couldn't play that for most of the set, and even when it was viable, it wasn't really viable, to be honest. But it was red Kale, and it was blue Kale for the entirety of the set, mostly. So yeah, Sag, I have to put it at A. It could have been an S, but it's just an A. And our last trait, Trick Shot. You probably played the game of Trick Shot this set. In case you didn't, I highly recommend it to. It was the most fun you could have as a casual player in this game. Seeing the bullets, or like the Bard Mips, or like the Timo Poison jumping from one enemy to another was just so much fun. I really enjoyed it. The 4 trick shot comp was just a good, cool, viable comp for most of the set. It kind of got boring at some part into that, I don't know, later stages when it was 3 people playing trick shot and just couldn't get off of them. They were all hitting, but it slowly transformed into that comp that you pivot into when you're cashing out fortune. And for that, I have to give it an S. I'm really well pleased with it. And yeah, that was it for set 11. Thanks a lot for joining. Thanks a lot for watching me. I know I've talked a lot. It's a long video, and I don't know if everyone's gonna watch it till the end. But thanks a lot for joining. Thanks a lot for watching. As always, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, a share, a subscribe. Anything will just help me out a lot. I'll see you soon with some more set 12. Goodbye.